I never thought I'd be sitting here telling the internet about how my own sister-in-law tried to destroy my reputation online. But here I am, trying to figure out if what I did in response made me just as bad, or if I was simply defending myself. So, tell me honestly, was I wrong for what I did? Because this story still keeps me up at night. It all started with a picture. Just one stupid, innocent picture that turned into an avalanche of drama, lies, and humiliation. I was scrolling through Instagram one evening when I saw a post that made my stomach drop. It was a photo of me, taken without my knowledge, sitting in the corner of my niece's birthday party. My head was slightly turned. I looked tired, maybe a bit grumpy but normal. Except the caption under it made my blood boil. When your creepy old brother-in-law shows up uninvited and stares at the young guests like a disgusting old man, and the username, my sister-in-law, Amanda. At first, I thought it had to be some kind of joke. Amanda always had a sharp tongue, but she'd never taken things online before. But as I opened the comments, I realized she wasn't joking. People were laughing, making disgusting remarks, and someone even wrote, "Why do families always have that one weird uncle?" My heart started pounding. My own friends followed her, and I could already see people I knew liking the post. It felt like someone had poured acid on my reputation in real time. I didn't know what to do. Do I call her? Do I confront my brother, her husband? Do I comment back and risk looking defensive? My hands were shaking as I set my phone down, staring into space, trying to make sense of it. Let me back up a bit so you understand why this hit me so hard. I'm 47 years old, divorced. I live alone and work as an accountant. I'm not flashy or social media savvy. My brother, Mark, is 10 years younger than me and married Amanda about 6 years ago. She's 32, beautiful, social, always online, the type who documents everything. To her, life is content. She posts her breakfast, her outfits, her kids' tantrums, her gym selfies. You name it. I've always found it kind of exhausting, but to each their own. Still, Amanda and I never really got along. She always treated me like I was boring or outdated, sometimes even mocking how I dressed or how I didn't understand TikTok trends. I ignored it for the sake of my brother, who I love dearly. The party where the photo was taken was for their daughter, Emma, my niece, who just turned 7. I was invited, of course. I even brought her a gift she'd been asking for. A Barbie dream house that took me 2 hours to assemble. I remember that day clearly. The house was full of kids running around, balloons everywhere, and loud music that made me feel a little out of place. I found a quiet spot near the window, sipping my soda, watching the chaos. I was smiling, enjoying seeing Emma's excitement. I had no idea Amanda had taken a photo of me from across the room. The thought that she looked at me sitting there and thought, "I'm going to post this and call him a disgusting old man," still makes me sick. I didn't sleep that night. I just kept refreshing the post, watching the likes climb. 50, 100, 200. Strangers were laughing at me, making disgusting assumptions. One comment said, "Why do men like that even get invited to kid parties?" Another said, "Call the cops." I couldn't believe it. This wasn't just an insult. It was character assassination. I hadn't done anything wrong, yet I was being painted as a pervert. I finally texted Amanda, "What the hell is wrong with you? Delete that post right now." She didn't reply. Instead, she blocked me. My heart sank. That's when I realized she was serious about this. I called Mark next, but he didn't pick up either. I left a voicemail saying, "Call me, it's urgent." The next day at work, I felt like everyone was staring at me. Maybe it was paranoia? But I couldn't shake the feeling that people had seen the post. Amanda had a decent following, around 15,000 people, and I shared some mutual friends with her. I couldn't focus on my tasks. I just kept imagining my niece growing up, and one day seeing that post, thinking her uncle was some creep. That thought crushed me. That evening, I finally got a call from Mark. His voice was low and awkward. "Hey, bro," he said. "Amanda told me about what happened. She said it was just a joke. She didn't mean for it to blow up like that." I was stunned. "A joke? Mark, do you realize what she called me? What people are saying about me?" He sighed. "Yeah, I get it, but she deleted it. So just let it go. All right?" I opened Instagram again, She hadn't deleted it. She had just made it private. She didn't delete it, Mark. She hid it from me. There's a difference. There was a long silence. Look, he finally said, I'll talk to her, okay? Just don't make this bigger than it is. And then he hung up. I felt betrayed. My own brother was defending her. My reputation was being dragged through the mud, and all he cared about was not upsetting his wife. That's when something in me snapped. I decided if they wanted to play online, I'd play too. But I wasn't going to stoop to her level. I was going to expose the truth. So I waited a day, gathered my thoughts, and then I went back to her Instagram profile from a different account. She had unblocked me, or maybe forgotten I had an older backup account. I used to follow photography pages. Her account was still public, and the post was still up, with hundreds of comments. I scrolled through them, and my hands started trembling with anger. That's when I wrote my comment. I didn't insult her. I didn't yell. I just wrote the truth. Funny how this creepy old man was invited to the party, bought your daughter the Barbie dream house she begged for, and even helped you move last summer when your husband was out of town. Maybe post the whole story next time. Then I hit post. Within minutes, people started replying. Some said, "Wait, what?" Others asked Amanda what I meant. I could practically hear her panic through the screen. She deleted my comment within an hour. But it was too late. People had seen it, screenshotted it, and started questioning her. I didn't stop there. I posted my own picture on my account. Me and Emma smiling with her new Barbie dream house. The caption read, "Had a great time celebrating my niece's birthday." Sometimes people forget the good moments and choose to see the worst. I didn't tag her, but everyone knew. That night my phone blew up. Mark called me furious. "Why would you post that? You're making this worse?" I laughed bitterly. "Worse. Mark, your wife humiliated me in front of thousands of people. She called me disgusting. She implied something that could ruin my career, my life." I didn't even mention her name. He said something like, "You're overreacting. She already deleted it." I told him, "Deleting something doesn't erase the damage, Mark. The internet never forgets." He hung up again, and I realized he wasn't going to take my side. Then came the kicker. Amanda messaged me from another account. Her tone was fake sweet. "You didn't have to be so dramatic. I was kidding. Everyone knows I didn't mean it literally." I stared at her message, my blood boiling. I replied, "If you thought calling your brother-in-law a disgusting old man was funny, maybe you should rethink your sense of humor. Also, you're a mother. Think about the example you're setting for Emma." She left me on read. That was 3 weeks ago. Since then, things have exploded. Her followers started turning on her. Some called her out for being cruel. Others defended her, saying it was just a joke. But the tension between us has poisoned the family. I haven't seen my brother or Emma since. My mother called me crying, saying, "Can't you just apologize and make peace?" I asked her, "Apologize for what?" "For defending myself." She didn't know what to say, so that's where I was, completely alone, branded a drama starter, when all I did was try to clear my name. I kept replaying everything in my head, wondering if maybe I should have just stayed quiet. But every time I thought about those comments, about strangers calling me disgusting, I felt that same fire burn in my chest. Maybe I went too far posting that comment. Maybe I should have taken the high road, but why should I be the only one forced to swallow humiliation in silence? So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have kept quiet and let it go? Or would you have stood up for yourself publicly like I did? Because what came after changed everything. A few days after my post, Amanda made a teary Instagram story saying, "I made a mistake. I posted something I shouldn't have, and I hurt a family member. I thought it was a harmless joke, but it wasn't." Her eyes looked red, her voice shaky. She didn't say my name, but everyone knew. I thought that was the end of it. An apology, even if half-hearted. But then I found out the real reason she posted it. Her brand deals were getting affected. People had started commenting on her sponsored posts, calling her a bully. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She was sorry for the backlash. Still, I felt a bit of peace knowing the truth was out. Until my brother showed up at my doorstep. He looked exhausted. "You've ruined our lives," he said. I blinked in disbelief. "I ruined your lives." "She publicly called me a disgusting old man." He rubbed his forehead. "She's been getting hate messages. People are threatening her. She's losing sponsorships. She's depressed." I shook my head. "I didn't tell people to attack her, Mark. Actions have consequences." He glared at me and said, "You could have handled it privately." I took a deep breath and replied, "I tried. She blocked me?" That shut him up for a second, but then he said something that broke me. "You've destroyed this family." That night, I sat alone on my couch, staring at the old photo of me, Mark, and Dad fishing when we were kids. We used to be inseparable. Now, we barely spoke. I realized that while Amanda had tarnished my name online, the real damage was in how she'd fractured our bond. And maybe my response, no matter how justified, had widened that crack into a canyon. Weeks went by. The storm died down online. Amanda stopped posting as much, and her follower count dropped drastically. I noticed she even turned off comments on most posts. One day, I got a text from her. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. You didn't deserve it." It was short, but it felt genuine. I didn't reply immediately. I needed time. Eventually, I wrote back, "Thank you. I accept your apology. But please, never do something like that again. To anyone." She replied with a simple, "I won't." We haven't spoken much since, but the air has cleared a bit. Mark and I are slowly rebuilding things. He even brought Emma over last weekend, and when she ran into my arms shouting, "Uncle Joe!" it reminded me why I fought so hard in the first place. Because I didn't want her growing up thinking I was something I'm not. I know the internet can twist anything, but one thing I've learned through this is that silence can be mistaken for guilt. Sometimes, standing up for yourself, even if it makes waves, is the only way to stay afloat. People can post lies about you in seconds, but the truth takes time to crawl its way back. So, what do you think? Was I wrong for commenting the way I did? Or was it fair after what she did to me? I'm still torn, but I know one thing for sure. Words have power, especially online. They can ruin lives, but they can also expose the truth. If you ever find yourself in a situation like mine, don't let anyone bully you into silence. Like this video if you were on my side, and if you think Amanda learned her lesson. Subscribe for more true stories like this, and share your final thoughts in the comments. I rate every one of them. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in the next story.